So I was in a meeting with another lovely business owner, and the conversation around your yes number came up. So I wanted to take a few minutes and expand on what my yes number is, how I develop it, and then my school of thought. And there are a lot of schools of thought around developing your yes number. So first, what is your yes number? This is the number you are willing to say yes to perform your service for someone. And when we think about it from a consumer perspective, we also have a yes number. Like, yes, I don't mind spending $10 on a sandwich, or yes, I will spend $15 on getting my hair done, or whatever the thing is. But as a business owner, as a entry-level business owner, I like to introduce the concept of the yes number to let you know that there is no right answer, and there are a couple of options for you to think about while you are building your book of business and getting to a place where income is sustainable. And these three schools of thought come from the three components, or the three, I guess, parts of who I am as a business owner. So my first yes number comes strictly from, I was in corporate for almost 15 years. So I know what corporations do when they're looking to work with external vendors. So I have that hat going on. The second is from my work as an advocate for women in business. And I truly believe that so often women leave money on the table because we simply don't ask, or we don't know how to ask. So I focus a lot of attention on making sure that we consistently make the ask and not withdraw into the other parts of our psyche that says, oh, I'm not good enough, or my services aren't ready. I'm not enough of an expert. I'm afraid of rejection or the no. So second school of thought is purely as an advocate. And then the third school of thought is running a sustainable business, right? We have to generate income. We have to keep the lights on. I don't know about you, but I've become accustomed to four walls and central heat and air and indoor plumbing. So first school of thought, yes number. When you are looking, especially if you are working with corporations and you're more of a consultant to organizations, be them large or small, think, what is my yes number? And be prepared to enter a negotiation. Chances are this corporation or this business is going to go through an RFP process, which is a request for proposal. They've got a procurement process that makes getting to your yes number, if you think it's outrageous, a negotiation, right? There should be back and forth. There should be ebb and flow, push and pull, until you get to that yes number that you will agree to perform those services for that organization. And so often we as consultants will think, oh, my number's too high. Well, you won't know unless you say, hey, is there a budget you want me to be respectful of? Those are the words. Y'all steal those words. Is there a budget you want me to be respectful of? Is your department the sole department paying for XYZ services that I am offering? Or is this a cross-departmental decision? Ask those questions, especially my consultants watching, and see how the money is being distributed for you to provide a service, especially if you are providing cross-departmental services. So, executive person in me says, I'm going to try and get the biggest bang for the buck. Most of the time, organizations will go middle of the road. They don't want anybody who is too low. They will probably not go with the too high person unless there's like a lot of features and benefits. So try and settle in that middle of the road mark, or slightly above neutral is what I call it. That's usually how the purchasing process works in corporations. So when you think about your yes number, does your yes number match their median or their slightly above neutral number? Go in with that. That should be your yes number, whatever that is. And you know about how many hours you will be spending on crafting your amazing package for them Not only that, how many hours you're going to take spending on site and off site to make sure you deliver an exceptional service. So, yes number. Consultants, just ask the question. Second, as the advocate, I always tell women, you know what your yes number is. And in the example of one of the ladies that I was working with when we met, and she said, well, I just don't know what to put for offering this workshop. And I said, well, what's your yes number? And she said, what do you mean? I said, what's the lowest number you are willing to accept for services offered? And she told me what her number was. And I said, then that's what you put on your proposal. Word of caution, if you don't have a foundation, if you've not gone through a discovery conversation or several discovery conversations, now's not the time to say, oh, this is my yes number, because you might not have built up enough rapport with the business owners or understand what they would normally spend on contracting out for your services. But if you know what your yes number is, and that yes number is $1,000, then that's your yes number. Do you want higher? Of course. I tell women, don't say your yes number until you know what somebody else's yes number might be. In this case, she did not know what that person's yes number is. And so I gave her a couple of different strategies to try and figure out, because what we don't want to do is leave money on the table. And so often we as women, we leave money on the table because we typically lean into our yes number instead of to our consumer's yes number. So case in point, I said, well, your yes number is 1,000. Don't go in with that. Check the temperature of the room, see what happens at 2,000. And she leaned back and she said, oh, am I worth that? I said, do you think you are? If you think you're worth 2,000, lean into that 2,000, offer impeccable service, offer something you're not thinking about offering based off of the discovery call, and make sure it's a $2,000 package, let's just say. So your baseline, my job as your advocate, is to help you figure out what your yes number is, what it should be based off of your expertise, your offerings, and to build solid packages around that. So, second school of thought is, as your advocate, I want to make sure that you are asking, getting to yes, and not leaving money on the table accidentally because you don't understand that your yes number might be lower than someone else's yes number, or you might be selling your services short because the market might actually command and demand a higher dollar value. So that's the second school of thought. The advocate, go in, go strong, and having that yes number anchored in your mind will position you with a little bit more power in the dialogue, because if somebody says not $1,000, $999, you can say, well, my yes number is $1,000. Am I willing to accept $999? That is your choice. The third school of thought that I want to talk about is purely from a business strategy when I am thinking, how do I help these women get to their first 100K in income? And sometimes when money is a little lean, you want to say yes fast. I'm not going to hold that against you, so don't hold that against yourself if you have to say yes to a project or an engagement or to something, and maybe your yes number is $1,000, but you really need to close a sale and this person has 500. Just say yes because you know you need to. Caveat being, if you say yes, I want to position you again in a place of power and authority to say, I understand, and these are the words you can use, feel to tweak them if you want to. I understand that right now your budget is $500. I want to figure out how to make sure this is equitable for both of us involved. My normal fees are, and then you insert your yes number. My normal fees are $1,000. I understand it's 500. Is there a way we can close the gap? And then sit back and shut up. Silence. People want to fill silence. So let them start talking. And there might be some non-monetary compensation that even they haven't thought about. Maybe you start tweaking your package. You say, you know what? Your budget's 500. I won't come on site. I'll deliver an incredible experience virtually. Or your budget's 500. Maybe I only train 15 members of your team instead of 1,000. Your budget is only 500. Maybe we do this instead of that, okay? View that second yes number as the doorway to future communications, because what you don't want to do, especially if this is an organization you want to partner with, is you don't want to accidentally burn a bridge. The other thing to consider, and I'm going to go back to my second school of thought advocate / third school of thought business consultant and strategist, is you don't want to take too low a yes number when you know you can only do one thing on that one day. And I will take this from the position of, I am also a speaker. And of course, speakers have several different sources of income. I got offered to keynote for 2 events on the same day. And when I said yes to speak on site for one event, I knew I can't be in a whole nother state. I'm here in New York on stage. I can't very well be in Kansas on stage 5 hours later. And so there's always going to be this push-pull in your mind of, did I say yes to the right yes? So once you secure that contract on site for $5,000, know that you now have set your yes number for that day, and you can't renege on that because tomorrow somebody gives you a $10,000 contract. So when you're thinking about that yes number, be very intentional with saying, okay, once I say yes, especially to those of us practitioners who do travel, who do have to be on site, and this is the component of your business that is not replicatable, like you have to be there, you have to be in real time. Know that once you say yes, that you're now saying no to anything else that might come in, okay? Stand firm on a yes number that you feel comfortable with, so you don't feel like you're missing out or losing out or throwing money away. I said yes to my yes number for one event. Another event came in and I said, ooh, that would have been a great event, but I'm speaking over here. And then you follow up and say, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm already booked for pre-engagement, which actually feels really great to say. But let me know how we can partner in the future. We'll still love to keep the lines of communication open. Let's get on a call, do those follow-ups, because that could be future business for another event, workshop, training, consulting opportunity. You never know.